Now we are going to delve into SEO specifically for mobile devices and learn how to do it the right way and try to understand why it is very important for your website to be optimized for mobile devices. Mobile SEO, as the name suggests, is the optimization of a website for mobile devices such as smartphones and tablets. The philosophy behind doing it is the same as the usual SEO, to ensure the users, mobile users in this case, get the best possible experience, and in return, you get search engines to reward your website by ranking it high. But why are we specifically talking about mobile SEO? Why is it so important to keep mobile users in mind? Well, Google has not revealed the fresh official data. In 2016, more than half of Google's searches were done using a mobile device. We can safely assume that this number would have only grown over the years. Therefore, it makes perfect sense to optimize your website for mobile so that those users get an optimal web browsing experience. Remember, this is Google's primary objective, to ensure the search results include the most relevant and optimized resources for its users. And if your website is one of those ideal resources, Google will notice it, and this will improve its chance of ranking higher in SERP. Google has also acknowledged the fact that mobile searches are more than the number of searches on the desktop by introducing a mobile-first index. What does Google mean by mobile-first? Let us discuss this in detail so that we can truly appreciate the importance of mobile SEO. We all know by now how indexing works. Still, let's recap. Google bots crawl different websites and their pages, find and record relevant information about them, and add them to the Google index. Now, what's the mobile-first index? In this type of indexing, Google bots first search for a mobile version of your website. If it is present, they index it and then move to the desktop version. But if you have a badly optimized mobile website or don't even have a mobile website in the first place, Google bots will take a note of this and it will negatively affect your search ranking. It is important to note that a site with a better mobile experience would potentially receive a rankings boost even for searchers on a desktop. Yes, that's the power of mobile SEO, and that is why we are covering it separately. Now that we have learned the importance of mobile SEO, let us first list the most important factors that affect it. The first one is the website design. The second one is the loading speed of the website. The final important factor is the accessibility of content. Marketers have to keep these factors in mind when they start their mobile SEO efforts. Let us understand them in detail, one at a time. The very first factor that greatly affects mobile SEO is website design. When designing a mobile website, Google advises that one should ensure two things. The website should be mobile friendly and responsive. While we have briefly talked about this in on-page SEO, let us delve deeper into this factor. Now, how do you ensure that your website is mobile friendly and responsive? Let us understand this in detail. First, you need to design your website in a way that your visitors can easily complete their objectives. For example, if someone wants to purchase a smartphone on an e-commerce website, then the steps to purchase the smartphone should be easy to follow, like in this example. First, the customer clicks on a site after searching for smartphones to buy. Second, he or she browses through a selection of smartphones on the website. And finally, he or she purchases the desired smartphone. You need to clearly understand the potential steps in your consumer's journey and then make sure that the steps are easy to complete on a mobile device. The second thing that you need to keep in mind is to make your website mobile friendly and responsive. Responsive web design means that the website uses the same domain and the same HTML code whether the user is on desktop, tablet, or mobile phone. In responsive web design, only the display changes as per the screen size of various devices. Google strongly recommends using responsive web design over other design patterns. Let us understand what a responsive design looks like. We are going to check if our blog on Blogger meets the criteria for responsive design. Checking for responsive design is very simple if you are on desktop. On any browser, click on the Restore Down button. Then, drag the browser from either left or right edge and reduce the width of the browser window like this. As you can see, our blog changes its design for different resolution and adjusts itself accordingly. And it is perfectly viewable on each of them. Great! Blogspot already took care of responsiveness of our website. Now, you can see how the website is changing for different screens and is optimized for a perfect viewing experience on each of them. The entire page fits on the screen and you don't need to scroll sideways. Also, the text and images change their size as per the resolution and therefore are clearly viewable for each one of them. This is a good example of responsive website. I would like to share a bonus method to check for a website's responsiveness. In Chrome, specifically, you can also use a very handy shortcut, Ctrl plus Shift plus I. Here, as you can see, a lot of things appear on the screen. You need not focus on the right part, it's simply the HTML code. On the left side, however, you can adjust the page resolution manually or choose how the page looks on a particular device. Pretty neat feature, isn't it? You can use any of the two methods to check for a website's responsiveness. But now, let us look at an unresponsive website and see the results. Now, as you can see, this website is not responsive at all. The desktop website is fine, but when we drag the browser window to fit other resolutions, like for mobile and tablets, the website is not optimized at all. In this case, we need to scroll sideways to look at the text on the right. Also, the size of the text doesn't change at all, which means that this will be too large to small on mobile devices. Now we have a small learning activity for you. We have added the links to both responsive and unresponsive websites below the video. Check these links in your mobile devices and observe the differences between the two. So that was all about mobile friendliness and responsiveness of the website. Let us now move to the next factor, loading speed of a website. Did you know? As per Google, 53% of users leave a website if it doesn't load within 3 seconds. That's a huge missed opportunity for a website if it is not fast enough, isn't it? That's the reason loading speed of a website plays a very important role, especially when it comes to mobile devices. Mobile devices use diverse ways to connect to the internet compared to a desktop. They are connected to the internet either via 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G, or a Wi-Fi network. Naturally, all of these networks have different speeds, and that's why it is important for your website to be optimized for every network, especially the slower ones. Therefore, you need to ensure that the pages on your site are optimized to load faster. Most of the optimization will be handled by your tech team. You can help them channelize their efforts in the right direction by placing an appropriate demand on this front. So how can you help your tech team? By showing them the results of a speed test. Google has a free tool called Page Speed Insights that measures the speed of the website and also suggests improvements that can make the website load faster. Here, let us paste the URL for our blog and see how it does in this test. So, we scored decently in the test, but as you can see, we are in the yellow, which means there's a room for improvement. If you scroll below, you can see what can be improved below opportunities. You need to suggest these fixes to your tech team or developer. Once all of these errors are fixed, you can expect your score to be above 90. And that would be all for the loading speed of a website.